Okay guys, here's how I want to lay this out. This is just 12 gauge, 12 inches by 5 inches. I'm going to bend it here in the press in a few minutes, but I want to set my three-way valve there. I want to set my gauge here. Then I want to set an outlet right there. Okay, this gives me room to, so I won't bump into the gauge here with my handle. Okay, pretty good. So if you have one of these Harbor Freight 20-ton presses and you're interested in the mods that I made to this, this makes this thing really useful. It's pretty sturdy now. I can wheel it around and just weld some casters on. There's a pedal for the air hydraulic jack, and just put a boat winch crank with a couple cables that go down to the table on each end so that I can raise and lower the table without having to lift the table or lift all my parts off. I can just crank it up and crank it down. Of course, you still want to rest it on the pins. You know, we put a little washer on the pins here so the pins don't go through too far. We also bent these in here so that this doesn't wobble around. It works really well. So I have made a video on this on my channel. It's under Harbor Freight Press Mods, and be sure to check it out if you're interested. And of course, this is the Swag Off-Road finger press brake. So I have the 9-inch here. I just had to add one of the 4-inchers here to get a total to cover my 12-inch piece there, and it works really well. Okay, got a little radius cut here with the, I just cut this out first, the circle out with the mag drill, and then I just cut this on the bandsaw, and it's a nice fit right there. Now that's round on the inside there, so it's just going to rotate. It's too bad they didn't make it square, but we can work with that. So that will do the trick right there. And what I'll do is I'll just weld a little tab right across here to stabilize it. Okay guys, so here's what it looks like. As far as the valve goes, I trapped it in here with this piece of steel and just welded it there and there. Now, in hindsight, I wish I had made this steel a little bit taller so that it came up to here and down to here, and then welded it down here and up here just to try to keep the heat away from the valve. I don't think I got it too hot because I could touch the valve and put my hand on the valve. It wasn't hot at all down here, but it did kind of get these pieces hot right here. So, you know, I wish I had done that a little bit better. Also, but it trapped it in there pretty well. There's just a tiny clunk. That might rattle when I'm driving the Jeep. If it does, I'll just put some rubber around here and insulate it. As far as this back brace go, I could have done this better as well. This is just a piece of angle right here that I trapped inside here. Now, obviously, if you're a welder, you know that when you heat something up, it expands, but then it contracts, and when it contracts, it shrinks. So I put these side welds in here, but what I should have done was not just held this piece of angle against this when I welded it, but I should have like jammed something in there to really cram that against here and put a lot of tension on it. So I welded these in first, knowing that when they'd shrink, they'd try to pull it that way. I didn't want to weld these first because that would definitely pull this angle away from that when it shrunk, when it cooled. And so it's not perfect, but I think it'll work. I can jam some rubber in there or something in there, some piece of plastic, I think, if I need to really quieten it down. Now, if this valve ever goes bad, I can just cut this one out right here, and I wished I just put like a heavy tack there, heavy tack there, heavy tack there, heavy tack there, instead of all the way around. It'd be easier to cut that out later. And so, but the valve seems to work pretty well, and if I do ever have to remove it, I can just cut this one out, slide it out, slide in a new one, weld in a new piece right there, and move on. Now, as far as the gauge goes here, I could have put it a little closer here to the handle as well because my hand's really not that big. I just wanted to leave plenty of room so I could grab the handle and not bump into the gauge. But this is probably a little too much. And then, of course, the quick connects right there. Now, obviously, I don't have the right connections. This is all just kind of holding this in place. These connections are on order. And then as far as the holes go for the top, I just drilled 3 holes here. I think that'll be enough to support it and hold it in place. Okay, so the air comes in from the compressor on this side. This valve here will allow me to turn it whatever direction I want to allow the air to flow through, or I can turn it the other way to allow air to come out the tires and to deflate the tires, or I can keep this from the compressor from deadheading by opening it here and having the air come out the bottom. So there's an open port on the bottom right there, and so right now it's open that way, and then it's deadheaded that way. So right now if the compressor was running coming in here, the air would be coming out there, and that would actually shut off the tire pressure. If I have this connected to all my tires, I'll be able to see my tire pressure here. Okay, so anyway, the air comes in here. If this is open like this, that'll allow air to flow through here. Of course, that end is deadheaded, and so the air will flow through here, and there's the line. It wraps around back here and comes to the pressure gauge, and also directly to this, comes right into the back of this air chuck. Okay, so I'll be able to see the pressure of my compressor as it's pumping. Okay, but if I want to see what my pressure in my tires is, what I'll do is I'll just shut this off this direction, and that'll allow the compressor to flow out here and keep running and not deadhead against nothing. And then this will reflect my actual tire pressure. Okay, and this is the hose adapter, the quick connector that will go out to my tires. All right, haven't tried this yet. We're going to see if it works. So we'll plug this in here. And now we'll flip the lever over here so that air can come through here and then out the hole in the bottom. Hook these up to the tires, and we'll see. Might be a total fail. Oh yeah, this is my Al Borland look meets Survivor Man. Remember Al Borland? Yes. With Tim the Toolman Taylor? Yep. So these are kind of sweet little connectors. You just push on it, pop down. They don't free flow though, so. Okay, let's go back here and see if it's working. If I did everything right, it should be working. Except we got to move this valve now. Okay. So air is coming out there. You can check the pressure here by going like this, and the pressure in the tires is just over 30. That's good. Does the little gauge still work?
Yeah, what's it say?
Oh well. 0. 12.
All right, maybe that'll work.
See where it's at here. Oh, it's at 14. We'll go a couple more pounds down. Okay, it's looking pretty comfortable there. And now it's at about 13. Let's see what this gauge says. Oh, they agree, 13. So this winter's gauge, yeah, looking straight in though, it's about 13. I think we'll just leave it there. That'll be good. Now these quick releases. It's going to be nice and comfortable. Let's go check out this old building real quick over here. I was wondering what this tank was for. Was it for water, or was it for like diesel fuel for a heater? The graffiti really doesn't explain what it was for. Oh, it's for trash. Oh, okay. That's some deep stuff. Even there, it's still super deep.
So what do we want to do?
Put the winch on, Steve.
The Jeep's doing better than Steve. Oh, I think.
Okay, so we're gonna try this out. Got the tires hooked up here, and tires hooked up over there. These front lights shine. These are just super nice. Of course, I'm wearing a headlamp too, but don't really need it. So let's connect this here to this quick connect. Okay, got this connected to the quick connect. Okay, so we got the air will come in through here, go to the gauge, go out to the tires. And let's click it on here. Those two side lights right there on this roof rack shine ridiculously far out there. That's crazy. Look at that. It just lights up the whole thing. And that's just those two little lights. That's crazy. Okay, so that light's shining forward, and it definitely lights up that front tire enough that you can see the tire valve. And this one right here, that shines straight down, lights up nicely there. Okay guys, it's done. 33 pounds it looks like. And so I kept this gauge on here and using this one just to kind of confirm, because this gauge is pretty accurate, even though it's a cheap one from Harbor Freight. 33 pounds there as well. So that's pretty sweet. So I'll probably move this 4-tire inflator to the Forerunner, and we'll keep it in there just so we can air down and air up easily. And then I'll just make another cable like this, just without the gauge and without the valve, and that'll be lighter and quicker and easier, and then I'll just plug it in right here. So that'll be sweet. The compressor did really well. Less than 5 minutes, aired up these 37 by 1250s, 4 of them in less than 5 minutes, from 12 pounds to 33 pounds, which is pretty good. It's warm. So I did take these cylinders apart. I put Sil Glide inside the cylinders, just to lubricate them well. Ran them around the piston ring as well, put them all back together. The last thing I want to do is take these caps off and drill holes in them, but I need to get some filter material to put right here on the top here. And hope this thing lasts. This thing is awesome. Okay, so this system works well. Hope this helps you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.